Brothers, we've got EA Sports College Football 25 live event, Heisman House Challenge, presented by Nissan. College Football 25. Actually, super excited for this sequence of videos that I'm going to be doing here on the channel. And I'm actually going to start this series with obviously the first matchup, and that is going to be DCROFT versus, let's see who we're playing here. I think they actually started it back in here, and then there was some technical difficulties. So he's playing this guy named Bala or Baller, and we're gonna see how this goes. This is a cut game, cut or college football ultimate team. Got the clicker out. Takes forever to move this thing down. Need to get a better clicker. Put that in the notes for 2025. We're going to go down here, bring it all the way down. I don't know. Try it out here. All right, these guys are going to pause, set their depth charts up. Let's see if we can move this along and get to... Okay, so coming into this game, we've got DCROFT versus Baller. Now, from what I understand, they have the four people that are in the Final Four is DCROFT, Lil Bala, 24, this guy named Dior, who kind of acts like Eeyore, and then VA Dimes. So we know a little bit about VA Dimes, and we know a little bit, I'm just going to put this over here. We know a little bit about VA Dimes, and we know a little bit about DCROFT. I have no idea who these other two players are. I honestly had no idea this was even going on, this Heisman Challenge, until like a couple of days ago. So I don't know how you actually signed up for this or qualified for this. I have, it is what it is. Hopefully in the future, the live events are just a little bit more like obvious what you're supposed to do and more advertised. Because I think there was a lot of comp Madden players that would have loved to play in this that I don't think they did. Probably maybe just because they didn't want to have a cut team, because it's obviously a lot of money to invest into a tournament if you're not going to be playing cut regularly, or they were just getting ready for Zero Chill. I don't know. But anyway, DCROFT is here. He is really the one competitive Madden player that's had any like legitimate MCS era MCS success out of any of these four. And I did think it was important to kind of point out the scheme. So DCROFT is going to be in this bunch strong offset out of Oregon. Mostly he's going to be running this duo run play. Duo is the best run in college football 25. And guess what? It's the best run in Madden 25. And I think DCROFT actually is in in Michigan. Michigan has that bunch strong, but it has some other kind of bunch type formations. So anyway, and then the Bala is in this 3-5. This like 3-3-5 like stack almost. And so he has three high safeties. So if you think about this practically, what's the coverage probably going to be? Cloud, yellow, user, yellow, third. Like that's pretty much the standard coverage you're probably going to see. The other my only issue with this is, and this is what we saw like literally the entire tournament, the only player that showed up to the tournament with a legitimate blitz threat, in my opinion, was DCROFT. And you'll see this as this goes on. So watch. So you see here, it's a lot of this. So in 3. Now watch the coverage show. Right, vert hook, cloud, yellow, or third. Right, and then we have a little spy here. Like this is just literally drop 8 every play. And this DCROFT should feel very comfortable with this. This should be easy reads. This was actually a really good switch stick. I don't know if DCROFT was just disrespecting him and not really anticipating the switch stick or what, but he ends up throwing the corner. And DCROFT does get kind of an overthrow too, to be honest. Where's my red at? That's my red. That's what I want. I want that red. God, that red, boys. Let's go. I want this to be the super. Let's go 100%. Why not? Yeah, there we go. All right, we're back. This one of DCROFT's main plays on most of the tournament. It's a low cover 3 beater. So you have this flood fade, which is the best fade in the game. You have this little flat. You have this corner. And then you have this stemmed up post that can bomb like a cover 4, cover 2, or cover 3. And then you have this little check down underneath. So again, if you just look at this coverage show, what we're seeing here is a lot of this roll cover 3 coverage, which you see this a lot in Madden. This is kind of the standard way people are playing coverage. What I don't understand is there's no blitz threat whatsoever. I mean, you have an eternity to watch that. I mean, look, and then he does get a, of course I say that he gets a shed. Honestly, DCROFT, I'm not going to lie, like, DCROFT's not really playing like normal, and I'm not sure exactly why. What tends to happen in these games where you're like, you walk in, you kind of clearly know like you're the better player. I think what happens sometimes is you start, I was trying to think how to word it. Like you don't take your layup throws. Like he had the flat wide open right there for probably a first down, ends up holding the ball too long, So here's hard flat coverage, the wheel. That's actually pretty decent defense. It seems like basically what Ball is going to do is he's going to send 3 every time and try to adjust his coverage, right? That seems to be the basic idea. I don't see any threat of pressure here. There's nothing that scares me about this look pre-snap. And I guess these guys can just shed really well. I don't know. But yeah, drag wide open. And in my opinion, in college football 25, I think in Madden 25 too, you should have a seam streak and a drag on pretty much every single play because one of those routes is going to be open. And DCROFT's actually running a little double corner. We haven't seen this in a while. Not much in Madden. Haven't seen this, but there's that corner route. You see how that switch stick? See how that's like pretty close? And honestly, like that's good defense by Bala. I'm telling you, if he had any blitz threat with how good of a switch stick or how just decent a switch stick was, probably would be a little bit better. And hydrate. All right, we got wheels open. This is another thing about college football. He's also doing a lot of this, like, I don't know what this zone is. I want to say this is a deep half, but in college football 25, because these hash marks are so exaggerated, this wheel will destroy a deep half. A deep half will always get sucked here. And so you see kind of that right here, and then he just plays super underneath coverage. Again, and this is another thing, like vert hooks in college football 25, basically useless. Look at this. Look how much space you have to throw that drag right there. Let's just say he switched it here and took this away. This is a 15 to 30 yard gain right there. I mean, anyway, ends up taking the running back, throws running back, and he is going to get in for a touchdown. So now I want to get into what Lil Bala was running on offense and just talk about like kind of just the difference in competition here and just a little bit of what I saw in the tournament. So again, I'm super pro college football 25. We do have a little delay here, so I'll talk about this while I'm trying to find the where they restarted. I'm like super excited. Shout out to Civ on the call. Shout out to Nick Mazesco, Michigan put Ohio State down. I'm pretty sure. But anyway, okay, so here we go. We're back. So he's gonna be running this wide bunch. Now this is my issue with kind of the game. I think this is basically like the Tennessee. I don't know exactly what the playbook is, but this is kind of what Tennessee does. So you see how far this receiver is over here. You see how far these 3 receivers are over here. My main issue with this is outside of like a bubble screen, because DCROFT is going to be sending crossfire. I posted this blitz. This is one of my favorite ways to. He actually runs it a little different than I do. I don't know if his way is necessarily better, but there's probably a reason why he's doing it this way. But anyway, he runs crossfire. This right here is going to be a very uncomfortable send 4. If you didn't know, also in college football 25 and Madden 25 both this year, if you're not sending 4, you don't get as good of sheds. So when you send 4, you get better sheds than when you send 3. Kind of again back to the point we showed in the beginning. So anyways, all that to say, there's not the problem with this right here and this right here is this receiver can really only threaten these 2 guys. These 3 receivers can really only threaten over here. Like there's not much they could do over here. So you think about it, where's DCROFT's use? So again, and this is another little underrated thing. This is why meta is important. One of the best routes in this game is a seam streak. So I don't care if you like have receivers out here, but by having literally nobody in here, this is the most open area in the entire field. And so it's really hard to get these receivers open. Is the main thing I want to say. So you better have a good RPO game, right? You better have a good run game, good RPO game. So anyway, just wanted to point that out. Like this formation, and this is what drives me nuts, guys. Like I've been doing this for a while. Like I've been doing this content for a while. See, like here, I actually love this. So he has a seam streak threat, but he's gonna run the ball. People all the time, I get comments all the time like, you just haven't, this offense is just the greatest. And it's something like this formation. It's like objectively, that's just not even true. But, I guess everybody has entitled to their opinion. So anyway, kind of something to sit on, but I just feel like this is like this right here. And this is what the comp Madden players always go to. What makes this formation with these three receivers who literally can all be boxed into a square over here? What makes that formation better than bunch, where they can attack across, outside, up the middle? So he does have a good RPO game, it looks like. One of DCROFT's strategies for the RPO, I would probably assume, is hard flats. And then I think he's also, see how he's intentionally like this side corner. I don't know if he's moving him in or not. Manually, it looks like he manually moved him in, but it might be a show blitz thing. It is a show blitz thing in this. But anyway, he moves him inside. So he's on a hard flat, move inside. You see here, 3-rec, and this is the coverage, guys. Look at this. Look at the difference here. Look at the difference. Send 3 with no pressure. DCROFT had all day for his drag to develop. Watch this right here. See how the pressure's in? Now, look, the user's here, and now this is so important. Remember I was talking about this route's out here. It can't threaten the defense fast enough. So what happens? You get pressured, and this is going to be open. Like, look, it's going to be wide open right here. But pressure in his face, and this is what I'm talking about. This super wide out formation, you just can't get the routes open fast enough, even though they will eventually get open. But when you play somebody with a good blitz, you can't beat the defense. All right, 2nd and 14. And again, look at this formation. Look at these offenses. Wide slot right, wide slot left. Like, and I don't hate this, but again, you notice DCROFT is kind of selling out for the run. I think he had some tape on this guy, so that's also kind of important to know. All right, so wide. Look at this route combo. Like, I don't even hate this, but look at this. Where, like, I mean, I do kind of hate it. Look at this play. At what point do these routes get open? Because think about it. You're going to get 1,000. It's literally 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. You have 3 seconds. 1, 2. Like, that's never. Look, we'll just watch, but look at these route combos. Like, I don't hate the drag, but look. It's the same coverage. It'll also, what's crazy, guys, it'll literally probably be the same coverage from DCROFT the entire game. Because there's nothing, like, there's no real threat of anything. Like, look, this is actually open right here. Like, this is open. You cut up for about 5 yards. Like, that's kind of cool. But again, let's actually back up and count this and see how much time he actually has, because he's going to be able to actually block the blitz here. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. At this point, you're starting to break down. You are going to get to 4. He's throwing this curl. Now, I'm almost positive that DCROFT probably is just either protecting the sticks or actually put a curl flat out there. Okay, so this is about a 10-yard depth. He's running a 20-yard curl. The problem is there's no route underneath to pull this down. There's no route horizontal to pull this out here. So this curl flat defender literally has nobody else to guard. And because and Sybil did a good job of pointing this out, because he's throwing the ball from this left hash, I talked about this before, college hash marks are so wide. This is an extremely long throw. So what that does is it gives this defender a ton of time to react, break on the ball, and go pick it off. Like, it's just honestly, it's interesting to me that a very horizontally spaced out formation actually is terrible spacing when you really look at the pattern distribution, the route distribution. I actually think, what DCROFT's going to do here. So, like, look, this is okay. So you might say, okay, Cody, but what's the difference between this and this? Okay, here's the difference. All three of these receivers can get over here. If you think about like the actual time, how long is this actually going to take? 1,000, 2 1,000, 3. By the time he's getting sacked, this will happen. Now let's put these three receivers. This is really important. Let's put them all over here. So we go boom, we go boom. Like, look how far that it goes. And we go boom. Okay. Now count with me. It's going to be about 1, about 2, about 3, about 4, about 5, about 6. It's literally double the time. It's going to take twice as long for the routes over here to attack over here. It's also technically going to take twice as long, ironically, for these routes to get open on the right side, because they can't run a corner route, because why? The sideline is a defender. So what routes can you actually run? You can run a C route with a streak and a flat, and this is going to take 1, 2, 3, right? Or you could just run what DCROFT's running, 1, 2, and it's over here. So my biggest takeaway from kind of these two formations, to a degree mirroring one another, ironically, this formation can attack more areas of the field than if they were out here, because they could go flat, corner, streak. They could go streak, post, corner, flat, backside drag, and all this happens quickly, which is a very underrated aspect of this. Also, the other thing, which there's not a lot of good formations in college, honestly, that does this, but you can motion this guy in, you can motion this guy in, and still get that double seam streak threat that you have from like a Bunch Strong Nasty. But the big point is you do have seam streak threats from all three of those receivers as well, which forces specific coverages. So again, I just think like this was like a big piece of this game, was just how, and this is a cool combo. If you're watching, I would totally steal this from Croft. Got a little wheel. I actually love this. I love this streak. I think this is an underrated part of the route combo. And you have this post, and then you have this drag. So the beauty of this route combination, if you think about it, you're going to look over here first. Okay, and again, this is ironically, you can throw this a lot easier than if this guy was a receiver and he was running like an out. So anyway, so watch this reads here. So you read the flat. Okay, so you see they kind of jump the flat. What I would probably do in this is I'd probably look back here for a second, but he basically shaded his yellows down, right? And he's in that cover too again with this user here. So we know the wheel is going to be open, but it looks like he did man it up. So that's a good adjustment by his opponent. And so the play's kind of honestly dead. This defender is playing out of his mind on the tight end. And so DCROFT's just going to scramble, and he's going to throw it away. But again, hopefully there's just like a lot in that, because that's like a legitimate why Bunch is good every year. Here's just a staple Bunch combo. So I literally just drew this up for you. The corner route's open. Throw it, please. Thank you. Throw it out of bounds. Why don't you? You'll see DCROFT. I think that's his second pretty serious inaccurate, honestly. All right. Same combo. Looking for this corner on a man up. Nice read. It does look like Ball is kind of mixing in some man coverage too. But I mean, this is like... The big issue, guys, is there's no pressure on him. There's literally none. Like, look at how much time he has. This is why every good defense is built upon a blitz. Every single good defense, I don't care what the defense is, every year, there has to be a way to get significant pressure. He actually gets good pressure here, and look at how much time DCROFT has. This is like 7 seconds. Like, it's every single play, it's 7 seconds of time. So, like, DCROFT's just shooting fish in a barrel at this point. Like, it's literally, I mean, his coverage is okay, but it's just like good God. I mean, it's just a and then mixing a little run here. I just feel like DCROFT was never really pressured in this game to do anything. Like it was a very I don't even know how to like not soft game. Like I don't know what the word would be like. The best word I can think of is free. I know it wasn't free, but like this is just like this is just like look, that's wide open. I guess he's just waiting for the tight end, but he'll actually throw the slant here. This is also good. Like it looks like almost a Mabel coverage. This is good by DCROFT knowing, and I gotta assume this is a spy, which I mean it just like literally, it feels like Bala is just coming out in cover 2 with a spy and sending 3. Like it, there's just not a lot of adjustments. There's not a lot of adjustments. There's not a lot of pressure. You can put pressure on the quarterback in a couple different ways. You can fake pressure. You can send pressure. You can mix up the coverage behind it. You can use her a certain way. You're not really seeing any of that, honestly. And so this is like, I mean, it's just a very, very significant advantage to DCROFT. I feel like DCROFT is very, I kind of wonder, honestly, how much pressure DCROFT felt in this game. Because Bala has not put a single out. He's blitzed 3 every single play. That's what I'm trying to get at. Is like defensively, it starts and ends with pressure on the quarterback. If you can't get pressure on the quarterback, it doesn't matter how good your coverage is, because they could either just scramble, buy time, something will come open, they figure out. Like there's a lot of time for the receivers to get downfield, and then the ISO speed option out of wing tight. I think I remember DCROFT saying something about speed options at the beginning of the year was really good. And I don't know how much. I honestly also wonder how much college football DCROFT's played. I wish this tournament would have taken place, which I understand why they're doing it right now. I don't know. I just would like to see more comp stuff for college football 25. I do think the interest was there. I think they're live on Twitch. I don't know what they had on YouTube, but I know on Twitch it was like over 11,000 people was watching that one, like watching consistently throughout the event. So I hope that means you're going to get more events, more promotion. I really like almost like a slightly smaller version of the MCS would actually be really cool. I actually really enjoy college football, so I think it's just a natural fit. And you could run the college football season kind of similar to I don't know how I would actually run the season, but I don't know. I think that you could definitely get a lot out of a college football competitive scene though. And there was a lot more interest in it than I thought was going to be on tonight, just because you had the Zero Chill release. I didn't feel like this was super promoted, but maybe that was just me. And you still had 11,000 people watching, which I'm cool with that. I think most MCS events are probably somewhere between 20 to 40,000 watch the MCS live events, and that just can vary on like at what time of the year it is. But anyway, like you see this wide bunch again. I'm kind of curious why DCROFT's running this blitz with this guy over here. I think it's much better if this guy's over here. So I don't know. He must know something. DCROFT's never going to do something just to do it. And there, ooh, that could have been 6. That could have been 6 right there. That was actually a really good switch stick. So like right here, you have the linebacker and the slot corner over there. Don't love that. Drop pick. That was a really good switch stick too. DCROFT switch stick is really good. Was that 4th down? Was that 4th down? Was that 4th and 2? 4th and 4. Okay. So there's another stop. So again, it's 14-0. I want to say, I think DCROFT did get ball at half. But again, just watch this defense. I actually really like this defense in real life, and he's showing you kind of the shell. It's just, he's basically just rolling over the bunch side pretty much every time, which is cool. Here he sends 4. He actually, and look. Like this is perfect. Look at this. I actually think he didn't even blitz here. Watch what he does. This isn't even a blitz. Watch. This is a man up on the running back, and he accidentally clicks the spy, I bet you. And this guy blitzes, and look at this. This is not even a designed blitz, and look at what it does. Again, my point is, you put pressure on the quarterback. I don't care how you do it. If you put some semblance of pressure on it where they have to actually respect the fact that they are on a timer, good things are going to happen defensively. Like, I promise you, it is guaranteed. And the fact that I bet you won't even see him try it again. Like, that was really good. Got you a sack, 2nd and 15. Now we're in a good spot. And now watch what he's going to do. Well, we're right back to this. Send 3. No pressure whatsoever. Look, step up, step up, step up. It's free. It's free yardage. DCROFT doesn't have to think. He doesn't even have to try at this point. Like, this is it's just a very, very... it's just very bad defense, in my opinion. It really is very bad defense. Like, and I want this to be good, and I understand, like, but my gosh, like, there's just no pressure threat. There's just nothing. There's no blitz threat. And so, like, again, I just think, when you get to these levels of competition, it's just not very difficult for DCROFT to attack the defense, because literally all he has to do, because it's the same coverage every time. It's a cloud. This might be like a man up. We might get like a shade down vert. And then it's basically just some variation of this, right? It really is. And then he's going to, which I actually think, like, why are you using this guy? I just have a lot of issues with how he's playing defense. I really do. I just feel like I actually like the defense. Like, I actually like the formation. If you could get some pressure off of those with the loops and stuff. I know some people have some different ways they can get to pressure on these on 3-3-5. I actually really like it, but gosh, there's nothing. There's no blitz threat whatsoever, and it's just so easy for DCROFT. I bet you he comes out in 3 double buzz every play, or cover 6, and I just wish he didn't do that. And you can't play match against 4 strong. So if you want to run match, it's just not going to work, which is why bunch strong is so valuable. Bunch strong is a top 5 formation in the game in both college football and Madden for a reason, right? And it comes some of those things I was talking about ability to pick. One of the underrated things is to pick up all the blitzes too. Let's see here. I wish they would show their play art more. Like, here we go. Like, we spread the line. Like, look at the okay. Let's actually look at the play art and actually just see. Let's just see what he's doing, because I don't mind his coverage shells. His coverage is actually good. Okay, so look at this. So this is just it's just a basic cover 3, like cover 3. So we have half here. We have a half here. He's user in the middle third, which you've figured that out. Hook curl, hard flat. Over here, I bet you it's a hard flat and it's a cloud flat. So we're Maybelline this left side and the running back man up. It's honestly not bad coverage. But why not go half, cover 2, blitz this guy? Like some kind of blitz threat. I just don't feel like there is one. And so he's lurking here. Let's just see how this goes. DCROFT might be just running the ball here. DCROFT's already starting to chew. Trying to make this last possession a half. He did baller call timeout. He did. And that's pretty much the same coverage show. And so look what DCROFT does. This is actually a really good route. You don't see this. This is a comeback. So what's he doing? Well, he knows he's getting cover 2 or cover 3 and, halved cover 3 with a cloud or with a hard flat. It's just an easy read. Look, this is a really nice throw. But look, guys, there's no pressure. He could scramble for 20 yards. Like, I just think that's so, like, it's just so relevant. It really is. The funny part is when he blocked his running back on the first play, I think on this drive, he got sacked because they accidentally spy blitzed. So this is 3-5 sacks. So there's a little bit more of a blitz start. Like, you can send these linebackers. Those are possibilities. He's also not using, like, he's using really weirdly, which might work. I don't know why you would do that. Maybe run D, I guess. It just looks like completely outclassed. It really does. And again, I love the event. I love the fact that I mean, I love everything about this event. I just wish there was better competition in it. And that's honestly like, I don't know why people didn't play. I literally had no idea. I didn't even know how to sign up. I had no idea how you could sign up. But like the PLs in July were more competitive than this game. I mean, literally, it's just free. Like right here again, and this is Sen 3. Got a spy. Running back's wide open. DCROFT, honestly, right here, he's intentionally. This is what's crazy. DCROFT is intentionally like not scoring just so he can take the clock out because he's got a 2-possession advantage. DCROFT just feels like, if I just have to basically milk this game. That's his whole idea. But I mean, it's a very. That's just a very bad matchup, and it could just be like, so I don't know. I feel like it's very obvious. Like he's not blitzing at all. Like it's free. DCROFT goes down to the 1. Get this clock management here. I actually love the clock management. Go down to 1. He's just trying to make sure that there's no way that Bala can go down and score before half. Even if DCROFT has to take a field goal, he's probably honestly fine with that in this situation, just to make sure, right? Just to make sure that he can't go down. I mean, look at this. This is the first half. 115 passing yards for DCROFT, 18 for my man Baller. And it's not like Baller. I think DCROFT's probably got more rushing yards too. Notice that this is that wing tight. I believe that he went to Michigan's playbook for because it had the runs that he wanted in the red zone. So 21-0. See if Bala has any into half magic. Maybe. The Nissan Kicks Dome. So Bala in Bala fashion gonna come out wide bunch, hit him with that inside zone, and that should do it. And that's gonna do it for half. So that's the end of the first half. Let's see if they just go right into it. That'd be cool. I think they do go right into it. They don't go right into it? I thought they did. I'll fast forward up. All right, so Bala got ball. So he ran inside zone, got a yard. which honestly, they probably run this formation because it's really good for running the ball. Because in college football 25, you can't baseline. That was honestly like bad user from DCROFT, but user catching is a lot better in college football than in Madden. You can user catch these posts really well. And you see, I mean, just that, yeah. But I mean, notice DCROFT, the one major difference between the two defenses, DCROFT is sending 4 every time, Baller's sending 3. And then like a 2A or point B is that DCROFT has a 4-man blitz. Baller's just sending a 3-man basic stock rush that is just shed D. And I'm telling you, any good passer in the world would want to play a shed D way more than they would want to play a blitz. So you see here, not a terrible combo, a little double corner. But I mean, yeah, see, and that's where DCROFT, I'm curious to see DCROFT has kind of given up the underneath middle stuff like a lot with the way his zones are playing. So I don't think he has his hook curls on 5, which is kind of a standard thing. You always want your hook curls on 5 in this game because if you don't, you just get shredded underneath. So we'll see. Yeah, it doesn't really look like that. That was bad. That was actually really. Yeah, see, I think DCROFT's not really playing great defense here. Now, I honestly think what's happening is DCROFT is kind of playing like he's probably playing like that. Oh, I'm up 21. I just want to keep it all in front of me. Make him. But in college football, when you get a first down, the clock stops. So it's not that big of it. It's not a foregone conclusion that this game's over. That played pretty good there. This tournament definitely made me want to get back on college football, though. We're going to have daily uploads. We have a college football channel that we have uploaded every single day since college football has come out. If you want to check that out, that's going to be in the description below. But also want to let you know that we're going to be bringing back college football on the main channel too. And we're still going to have Madden stuff. So it's going to basically be like once a day. So we're still going to do 3 Madden videos every single day. And we're going to do 1 college football video just to kind of see if you guys are interested in my college football stuff. If you're not, we'll probably try it for at least a month. And then if you're not interested in it, then we'll just put it back on the college football channel, and that can be that. But I personally love playing college football. That's good, D. So somehow Bala's got down here. I feel like it's basically been quarterback run up the middle, or no hook zones for DCROFT, so he just throws in the middle. I just feel like DCROFT didn't play great defense right here. You could probably say the same thing. Like, this was kind of just that, like he's not. Thing is, Bala's not doing anything really that different. I guess you just run this formation because it really is poor. Like, look at this. This is terrible alignment. That's why base align is such an important feature. Oh, that's a cool zig. That should have been a fumble. I wish they would show the players. I guess they're just interviewing Desmond Howard. I will say that was kind of a cool deal. They had a bunch of highs. They had Desmond Howard and Reggie Bush both on the broadcast. That was kind of cool. 4th and goal. It's pretty much the ball game. If you don't get, it's not in college, because again, every time you get a first down, the clock stops. This is mesh spot with a running back table. Like, where have you ever seen that? He's gonna throw a touchdown. And I honestly think, I will say, like, in DCROFT's defense, the people that I feel like I struggle the most to defend are people like that play like this, where they just do like some weird stuff. Like they just they're like a step above Ass Madden, but they just like do some weird stuff like that, like mesh spot with the table. I mean, it's cool, it worked, but you just don't see that. You just don't see stuff like that. All right. DCROFT. This is honestly, if you're DCROFT here, I just think you're just trying to put a good drive together, going to get 7. So again, like, he's losing by 14. This is what I want to point out. He's losing by 14. Watch what he's doing defensively. Again, I just think it's so relevant to the conversation. And again, I love this combo. It's 7-3 with a spy. Yep, just, And DCROFT's like, I'll just stand here because there ain't no pressure on me and take my drag. Just take my drag. Why? Because they can't cover in college football 25. I feel like it's almost impossible to cover for longer than like 3 seconds. Because there's so much space over here to attack. That's why I think like that combo right there is probably one of the better ones in the game. Because the shallow concept as a whole in college football 25 is so good because there's so much space. Like, if you think about it, and I'll show it to you when he comes out here. Now you'll notice DCROFT's probably going to go to chew clock. He's probably going to run the ball a lot more because this game, I mean, DCROFT didn't necessarily need a touchdown. He needed a field goal, right? When field goal, the game's pretty much over. But like, look at this. This dude's over here somewhere. So if you run this short side drag, you run it all the way over here. So like, let's say I have a vert hook. That vert hook's going to go over here. So let's say, hypothetically, cover 3. Okay, I got a hook curl. Well, where's my hook curl going to stop? Well, my hook curl is probably not going to pick him up until he gets here, and he's probably only going to carry him to here. So my point is, all of this grass, that's wide open to be tacked. So these hash marks are a really big deal. Now, notice he did change his defense. He's going with this 3-3 stack as opposed to the 3-3-5 high or 3 high. So instead of 3 high, he has a stack on. This will be a little better against the run, but there's no blitz that I've seen him use. Out of water. Tough scene. Corner strike. Yeah, cross taking this to the 4th. Maybe. There we go. All right, 4th quarter, second 11, 5 minutes to glory for Croft, 5 minutes to a final You see here, I mean, like we're just, I just like it's a free 7 yards. He's playing cloud flats. Like there's no, this is just not a real defense. And I hate to be this blunt about it, but like there's just no like how is this the defense? You could run 3-4 odd. You could run 3-2-6 odd. There's so many things you could run. There's so many things you could run. All right, we're back to this like basic screen. I mean, look at this. Like, we're in the fourth quarter. I've not seen him blitz a single time. He actually got pressure that time. Okay, I'll give him some credit. He got some pressure on a pinch crash down, disengage. That was cool. He did have hard flats on, and DCROFT made a good read to the comeback. But this is just, oh my goodness, it's yeah. He just doesn't have a chance to stop him. He really doesn't. It's gonna be 28. She's like, what are you gonna like? Saw blitz 3 is not bad. Like you have the angles to loop. So here he goes. He pinches his linebackers. Finally, he brings them down. So finally, 3 minutes in the fourth, he finally sends more than a 3-man rush. And look, he stopped him. I'm not saying he blitz every play, but like, there's just been no threat of pressure all game. You got it, and I don't even know that he definitely blitzed him or not. He probably did. Yeah, he is. He's gonna send them. It's like this. Watch it. So like this is, and this isn't even a great blitz. Like if DCROFT knows it's coming, he can easily block it. But it's just kind of interesting that we're like at 3 minutes in the fourth. We finally sent 5, and look, we got two stops in a row. 2 stops in a row. Finally put some pressure on him. Made him have to make a hard read under pressure on time. And guess what? He gets a big stop, and it keeps him in the game. Right? Now, DCROFT probably calling fairly conservative there by kicking 3, but you know, going up 3 possessions with obviously the clock, and that's what you do there. But I just baffles me that we literally waited until 3.5 minutes in the game to send a 5-man rush. To have any threat of a blitz whatsoever. And guess what? We got to stop it, and we did it. So, anyway. As far as his offense goes, I actually don't think you can run almost any offense in this game. But again, look, there's that blitz threat. Now he has to scramble. There's a fumble. DCROFT doesn't get it. But you see why having a blitz threat is so important. Because now the other thing that's going to happen, when you're able to apply pressure, guess what's going to happen? Watch what he does right here. I guarantee you, he'll block this running back. Normally, that's what they'll do. He actually is going to send him out, so he's going to get blitzed. So he's going to get screamed at, and then it's easy defense. The point, so like to block the blitz consistently, you're probably going to have to block a running back or a tight end. So now you only have 4 routes, and how many defenders does DCROFT have on a 7-4? He has 7 defenders versus 4 receiving threats. That's why blitzing matters. It's not just because you can get more sacks. They can't, look, the timing, the routes don't have time to develop downfield. Really important. If you do block a running back, you have less routes to develop downfield. Really important. So, you know, I just think this is like a huge lesson in why you have to be able to get pressure on your opponent if they send 5 out. You have to be able to do that. Like this isn't even the best. Like I think it's a good blitz. It's probably the best. It's probably at least one of the best blitzes in this game. It's not like amazing, right? And DCROFT would probably tell you that. Anyway, here he gets a stop. Now he's 24-7. 2 minutes, 8 seconds. I don't know what just happened there. And now the game's basically over. He's just got to close it out. And so here we're actually blitzing, right? But I just felt like the defense for Baller was not anywhere close to a stop. even though technically he did get that red zone stop on the last drive when he sent 5. I just don't feel like he was really that close to a stop all game. And it really had nothing to do with DCROFT even playing good offense. It was, I mean, he did, but it was really more of a product of you had so, I mean, you only sent 3. And for the most part, the coverage was pretty much the same. Here, DCROFT taking 3 here is just, just DCROFT trying to make sure he wins. But honestly, I think he should have went for it and just ended the game there. But he did it his way. So now DCROFT changing defenses. Going nickel 3-3 stacks. So notice what DCROFT's doing. He's blitzing his user. Why would he do that? Because he's wanting to send 4. What is that going to do for him? He has a chance it could come free, but he also has, you get better sheds if you send 4. That's why he's doing it. So look, better sheds, more of a pocket, has to throw over the middle of the field. So just kind of a big lesson, I think, just in your pass rush. Like your pass rush or your pressure plan is the fundamental foundation of how you play defense. Your run defense is very closely connected to that. And then from that stems your coverage plan, your adjustments, and all that kind of stuff. But you have to be able to get pressure. If you're not able to get pressure, it's too easy. Zones are too bad. You can just sit back and shoot fish in a barrel. He's doing a lot of scrambling, and he's honestly, I think he fumbled one time and recovered it. So, apparently, it looks like Cam Newton is the clear-cut QB1. And cut. Here we go. Look at this route combo. Look at this. Got the curl. Got the stemmed in. Got the, like, it's just a weird combo, man. It really is. So, yeah, this was one of the more... Hopefully the next game is a little more competitive. I just feel like this one wasn't really a competitive game. But here he is. Driving. And a 14-27 is honestly not... Doesn't look as bad as what I think the game actually really was. But see how long, like right there, like DCROFT shed it on a 3-man rush. It took that long for the route to get to there. So I just feel like you really can't. I don't know. It's hard to justify. Hard to justify that. 3rd and 7. DCROFT. Honestly, this is like a weird defense for DCROFT. Like look at the safeties on the left side of the screen. And maybe if you run this formation, you're just banking on the fact that you just mess with people's alignment so bad that you can get them in bad defenses. Like that, I could see that. But see, and that's what I'm talking about college. Like, look at this. So you no huddles, and then the clock. He can snap this at like what 5, 7-ish seconds. Honestly, I feel like DCROFT just played really bad defense this drive too, but ends up going in, able to get the touchdown to close the game out. 3 seconds left, probably going to onside kick it here, I would assume. But I do feel like this was like a good lesson to me and hopefully to you guys as well as to why there is a lot of carryover between Madden and college football. And one of the biggest ones is you have to have the capability to put pressure on your opponent in order to have a chance to get a stop against a competent player. So thanks for watching the video. If you guys want to get any of my full ebooks on college football or Madden, all that stuff is in our school community, and that will be linked in the description below.